One. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, anybody who may be watching this slideshow. Frame Man is just having a wonderful time. 61% of the stream has vanished, which is not a good start. Must be said. Oh dear. Well, I guess I stream at. Do I stream at 30 frames a second or 24? You can deal with like 12 or 15 frames a second, right? It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm joined by Ragdoll.
Hello.
There's a Ragdoll. And we are here to maths. And also draw, possibly. No one's here to stop us mathsing, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so let's hop on over to the what's it, by which I mean the doodle scene. We have drawn cats. We have standard puddle cat, which is always a good time. As well as a maths cat and a fractal cat. We've got a psi. No, that's not a delta. What are they called? Nabla? I can't remember what they're called. It's a calculator.
After a while, I just sort of like the other day I lost track of like what this one was called because most of the time I just refer to it as what it is. So like whenever it's like, oh, what's this symbol? And it's like, well, to me that means standard deviation. Give me a minute to figure out what Greek letter that is.
It's lambda and sigma. I remember those. But I think the upside down triangle one. I think because delta is the right side up. The upside down one, which is used quite a lot in calculus and such, I think that has another name. I think it's Nabla or something like that. Hey, the little sigma feats.
Little sigma feats.
But I remember my first day of uni, professor came in and said, "By the way, if you haven't already memorized the Greek alphabet, you should memorize it now." I was like, "Oh God!" So that was my first experience of uni. Was panicking that I didn't know the Greek alphabet. I still don't really. I know most of the ones that are often used. You know, the deltas and the lambdas and the sigmas and so on and so forth. But definitely, you know, because I have no interest in number theory, zeta took a while to get onto my into my lexicon, as it were.
Well, I mean, to be perfectly fair, they're mostly just placeholders for things we talk about a lot. So we want to use a common symbol, but we don't want to use English letters because we use them for other things.
Yeah, and no Greek people do math, so that won't be confusing.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, it's entirely arbitrary. I've got, I think, like 3 different probability textbooks that I have around for references, and all 3 of them use different symbols for things like finding expectations and whatnot. And it's like, okay, calm down.
An E, you'd assume, or an epsilon, something along those lines. Then again, epsilon's occasionally used to mean something small.
Yeah, but you see, one of them is a physics book, and they do this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I very briefly had a course on quantum physics from a mathematical perspective. And yeah, I remember seeing those and going, that's unnecessary.
The first time I saw it, I was like, a one-dimensional vector? But no,
if only. Well, it's a value.
Expectation.
They're talking about a value, so I guess so. One-dimensional vectors and values are the same. Well, isomorphic. Let's actually do something rather than alienate anybody watching the VOD. But I've plenty of time to talk about maths in the interim. Are we going to do bodybuilder stuff?
And that probably makes the most sense, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we can do character.
As you said, the Gartic doesn't work so well if you have too few people. I don't know about you, but I don't have a wiki up, so I'd have to go grab one.
Yeah,
so it's either
I've always got a list of
bodybuilder
wikis.
Or character.
Yeah, we can do bodybuilder, and if if we get tired of that, we can do character, and if we get tired of that, we can leave. we
Or we
have
can
the.
combine the two, get a character description, and then say, right, now we have to build this body.
Ooh, that's interesting. If we're gonna do that, we'll do a warm up normal body build to begin with, and then maybe consider having something more specific. Actually, would that be less chaotic? Would that be more structured? It feels. I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends on if we go like descriptive or not, because we know some of the like highly descriptive ones give us things that don't make much sense.
Yeah. The long,
Like
straight, curly buzz cut.
and the human-shaped mole.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's build the body. Are we doing horizontal or vertical?
Roll the dice.
Roll the dice. Odd vertical. Vertical it is. Rotate clockwise by pi on 2. Or tau if you prefer. Cool. That is yes.
So I have that as up.
Marvelous. Or we can do an additional challenge. One of us has it one way round. The other one. Nah, we'll do it normal. Right. Okay. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
You go first. Cool. You have. Oh god, the dice went in my drawing glove. That was weird. Always a good place to start. The eyes.
Oh boy.
The eyes.
Well, I guess I'm partially defining where the head is.
Yeah.
So let's go weird. Let's not put the head just directly in the center. Let's have the pen tool instead of the hand tool. That helps with drawing.
Yes, prior to the stream beginning, we were talking about a video I'm working on, which is I'm drawing characters based on the silly names given to large numbers by people who call themselves Googologists. And I've just got the list of all of the ones that I went through that were candidates. I won't give you any of the ones in the video. But Boogle Throng, that's a strong contender. This ended up with the main reason this happened is because I saw a list of them, sort of roughly in order, of size, and I just kept thinking, well, that sounds like a sci-fi villain. That sounds like an eldritch monstrosity. That sounds like a so on and so forth. So I thought, I'll just put my money where my mouth is. Actually make stuff. Zapple, Grey Tethrothoth, Frugal Carter Tethrothoth. There's a lot of Tethrothoth. Kafungani, exactly. There's a lot of stuff like that. The Super Monster Giant, Tethra Crucifact, Pentacthulum, Colossigog.
That's just Cthulhu in a pentagram.
Yep. You see, exactly. It's like you can get an image of these things. One of them that I was going to do in the video, but I couldn't actually come up with any ideas that wouldn't overlap with ones I already did, was Blasphemorgulus. Boobawamba.
See, I like I said, I know that at least one of them was actually named by a small child.
Yeah.
But hearing some of these, I'm starting to suspect that all of them were just named by a small child.
Thing is, a lot of these, I looked them up on the Googology wiki, for such a place exists, and often you would get this name. This number was named by so and so. I can't remember the name of the person, but you'd click on the thing, and it's like it's always the same person. You look at it, and it's like this person has named 50,000 Googleisms. It's like, okay, this is not a serious endeavor. Also, their avatar is a poorly rendered cartoon rabbit. I say cartoon rabbit, I mean like in the style of Sonic kind of cartoon.
Oh dear.
And it's like, yeah, this is not proper maths happening here. Like there are some legitimate mathematical things going on. There's one of the ones that did make it into the video was fish number 7. And that is based on an existing mathematical concept called Ryo's number. So that one is well defined, which is very rare for these. As I understand, Caboodle is not. There were so many.
Okay.
Eyes!
Some eyes.
Some eyes. We're getting
And
there.
it's off to the side, so we're going to have a lean.
We're gonna have a lean. Right. What have I lumbered myself with? I have lumbered myself with the torso.
So you get to define the lean.
Get to define the lean. I'm gonna take
That,
this.
or whoever gets the head gets to have a very interesting time with the neck.
I'm gonna define it pretty straightforward. Sort of Leaning Tower of Pisa kind of thing. Nothing too fancy. I say nothing too fancy. First thing that came to mind was to draw a tuxedo, so we're gonna go with that. So yeah, I sort of went down a rabbit hole of Googology. I've been on a bit of a maths kick recently. I'd occasionally get withdrawal symptoms. Did you see the XKCD comic for Friday?
Was that the... Hold on, I get them mixed up sometimes.
It was the 3 kinds of open maths problems.
Yeah, the unsolved math problems. Weirdly abstract, weirdly concrete, and cursed.
Which is 100% accurate. I cannot fault that comic in the slightest. But the problem is, I now really want to try and solve the second one. Because that sounds like right up my street.
I mean, the fun thing is, with the cursed thing, a lot of fractal shapes they legitimately called monsters for a while. So it's like, how long will it remain cursed? Although arguably there are a lot of fractals that I would still argue are still cursed. Like, God, I can never remember what the thing is called. It came up in my nonlinear dynamics class for the first time. You've got this weird shape. Hold on,
Feel free to... I was about to say feel free to draw it. Feel free to draw some of it.
Like this weird looping path around itself. And yeah, it's just a path that goes around and around in this sort of similar shape, but with how it overlaps on itself really weirdly, and yeah, it's just really bizarre.
Fun time.
It's sort of like someone took the one butterfly curve and then just sort of took one end and just sort of made it 3D instead of 2D.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, why would you do this to yourself? Why would you do this to the rest of us?
Because maths. You don't get a choice in the matter. Cool, there we go. We have Anne Torso. With a slightly scruffy looking tux. That's quite a long tux actually. Doesn't fit very well. Right. To this. Ragdoll, you can add feet.
So I'm doing the top and the bottom.
Yeah. Also add the middle, that's fine.
Alright, so the question is, do we want fancy shoes to go with the fancy shirt, or do we want this to be a socks and sandals sort of situation?
Why not socks and stilettos? You can come up with weirder combinations. Fishnets and Wellington boots. But you just get the feet. Obviously, you don't get the legs. Well, we must adhere to the rules.
Because obviously the point here is to follow strict guidelines.
Precisely.
And not do anything wacky.
Yes. Nothing wacky. Entirely orderly.
Well defined.
Well defined. And or cursed.
Well defined and cursed.
Ooh. My favorite time to go back to maths. My favorite one of my favorite theorems when I was at uni surprisingly came from analysis. Which, as I've said, I'm an algebraist by heart. But in complex analysis, there's a result called Picard's theorem, which immediately pricks up the ears of anybody who likes Star Trek. I don't, but it just sort of embodies one of the things I love about maths, which is precision while embracing chaos. And it basically says if you have this differentiable complex to complex function, blah, blah, blah. If you take, and there's a thing called an essential singularity in it. So it's basically things aren't working as, things are a bit weird there. They're slightly erratic and ill-defined at that point. But this theorem's about what's happening around that point. And it basically says, if you look around that point, it doesn't matter how small of a neighborhood you look around that point. The function will take every single possible complex value in that point, in that neighborhood. However small you make it, every single number appears in there, with maybe one exception. And that's what I love. It's like, it can prove that this thing is so wild and so crazy that no matter how much you zoom in, every number's in there. They're all in there, just waggling around like crazy. But there might be one number that isn't. Just one. It's like, oh, I love that.
Yeah, that's always interesting to me as well. Because it's like, especially when you're dealing with complex planes, things get wacky to begin with. Because, I mean, essentially we defined complex numbers to help fill in a gap with another function, which is why a lot of number systems are there. It's like we're doing a thing, it doesn't work, we'll fill the gap, and now we have a new set of numbers that is closed on this operation. And then we explore what's happening with those numbers, and then we sometimes find weird things.
Yeah. So I'll be honest, I preferred complex analysis. I think it's partly because, like, real analysis, once you've looked at complex analysis, real analysis really comes along as, like, comes across as, like, just a cross-section of complex analysis, which it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, all real numbers are complex numbers. It's just that the imaginary component is 0.
Just one of those things where it's like all of the little fiddly technical things in real analysis are just small cases of a larger general theorem in complex analysis, and I preferred that overview. Them were some feats.
Yes, in little strappy shoes.
Yeah. And now I must add hands, of course. So we're just going extremities first. Right. Well, I'm going to stick with my theme at least. I say my theme, I am doing more of a paw than a hand.
I mean,
Sure,
I gave it cat eyes-ish.
Yeah, we'll follow the lead. Follow the lead of the head. That makes sense.
Give it a fancy glass.
Yeah. I draw so many martini glasses. I have no idea why.
Just worked out that way, I guess. Yeah, I always find it interesting that there's like special glass like shapes that are intended for specific drinks. like I can sort of understand it from like a server's perspective as a quick way to determine which drink is which, especially if everything's like a vague whitish color. Because I know that's sort of the reason why I don't know if they have it over there, but here if you get like a soda drink at most places that serve soda, if you get it with the plastic lid and the to-go cups, there are little bumps on it that you can push down that have little labels on them, and you can use them to help determine which brown fizzy drink is this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
So, like from a server's perspective, I can sort of understand that, but also I'm not quite sure if that's where it started or if it started from something else.
I think because there's a lot of people who say that like particular wine tastes better in a particular shaped glass and stuff like that. And the vessel from which you drink a drink does affect, to a certain extent, the flavour, because taste is a combination of actual taste and smell. And so, essentially, the larger the aperture of the thing you're drinking, the more of it you can smell, and thus the taste will be sort of affected. I don't know precisely whether or not the bottom of the glass makes a difference, but or whether you drink it out of a large glass or a large mug. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of it is just like being fancy, you know?
I almost want to say that like some glass maker out there just got really, really bored one day, made a whole bunch of glass shapes, and decided to make something up to try and sell it to rich people. Because
Yeah.
I know that that's a thing with still lifes. There's a lot of old still life paintings where it's kind of one of those things of this was someone's still life practice, and they decided to add all of these meanings of like, oh, this is the forbidden fruit and death, and you know, it's just them practicing drawing apples and skulls and whatnot, and they need to sell the work that way they could buy more paint.
Yeah. I was going to say that, like, glass blowing's hard. I can imagine there's a lot of failed attempts, and so you could sell, oh, this is an exotic glass shape. There's absolutely not supposed to be a vase that failed. There you go. Some pause for thought. Neat. That's that done. Time for some... I'm not going to finish that sentence. We're going to forget that sentence started, and instead, I'm going to start the new sentence and say, Ragdoll, it's your turn to draw the head.
All right. Let's see.
Because how do I continue that
take
sentence?
This time to also put the neck in.
That's fair. I don't think the neck... Well, the neck can be done by either the head or the torso person, and the torso's already there. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Make sort of. I like how I put I even shrunk the eyes down a little bit when I noticed, hey, I drew these really big. And they're still really big in comparison to the torso.
Yeah. It's the homunculus thing, isn't it? Where we have preferential sort of observation of particular parts of the human body, like eyes and ears and stuff like that, and so we sort of see those things more than we see the other parts of the body, and as a consequence we think of them as being bigger.
And then when you draw them, it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because in some contexts it doesn't like register. So like most of the time, if I'm seeing an anime character, unless there's just some other really weird things going on with the anatomy, the large eyes don't really register to me as strange. The large eyes and the small nose and the whatever the heck is going on with the mouth. But a couple of people, just for funsies, decided to like take an actual human image and warp it to meet the proportions of like this, that, or the other anime character, and that's just like, oh no, nope, that doesn't work.
And that's how the Akira film was made.
So and it's fun because it's like even with animes that are like a little bit more realistic in some aspects of their style, the oddness of the eye proportions doesn't get me. But for whatever reason, when you put it on an actual human, it's like,
Yeah,
that's now weird.
it approaches the uncanny valley of like, this is now close enough to no longer be a representation of a human. It is actually a human that's weird, and that's your brain don't like that.
And that's where we get bad 3D models from.
Yeah,
People trying to make a human, and then it's like, please stop trying to be realistic. It doesn't work.
yeah.
And also, no one can remember your stuff anymore now. Okay.
I'd like to take this opportunity to say that Frame Man has now left us alone. However, they did take with them 6,699 frames, which is like a double 69.
Nice.
Like a 69
right.
with viewers on either side.
So there's the basic head shape. I was thinking cat ears, but ears is its own thing, so I'll leave that to the ears person.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. Pour moi. Oh, okay. I have the opportunity to do a bonus if I want to, or re-roll. We still got a fair amount to do. I'll re-roll. Nose. Now here is where I can properly derail this. Because the expectation is a cat nose.
You could put a duckbill in there and nobody could stop you.
Yeah. Well, the top half of the duckbill. Part of a duckbill. Otherwise that would incorporate the mouth as well. Yeah, I will. Oh, hang on. This is a cat. It's gonna be a bit more.
So now a weird platypus thing.
I'm gonna go with that, but also
mustache.
Also mustache.
I approve of this fancy lad.
So we're staying on topic, but also just a little bit of a twist.
I mean, I already gave him or them. This thing, this creation already has strappy, high-heeled shoes, so.
Got to be fancy. Sort of, prior to the moustache, sort of had a bit of a Cats from Courage the Cowardly Dog sort of vibes. Sort of cartoon cat in a tux. Because like a mix with the heels, I guess it's a mix of like Cats and him from Powerpuff Girls. It's also rather difficult now for the person who does the mouth, but I could have gone for a smaller moustache. I could have done like a pencil moustache, but I didn't.
I mean, to be fair, there's only two of us, so you're either derailing yourself or you're derailing me.
Yeah. Okay, you have pelvis. Get those hips in there. Again, also slightly covered up already. Because I made the coat too long. I like long coats.
I mean, to be fair, they are nice and fancy. It's just that they sometimes get in the way if you're trying to do office work.
I went out for a walk the other day, and it was finally cold enough for me to wear my big swishy coat. But yeah, I haven't worn this for a very long time.
I'm gonna just draw some lines in here to get a feel for where it is.
Yeah. That's the great thing about doing things on different layers. You can draw over mine and erase as needed.
Yeah. Let's see. So about there. That's about where the pelvis box is.
That's a weird expression. The pelvis box. What's in the box? Don't ask.
Yeah,
Ever seen the film Seven?
but I mean, when you're drawing a torso, you just sort of got like, yeah, you just not the best representation of that because I'm noodling that fast, but you've got like the box for the torso, and then you've got like a connected box for where the pelvis is, and then you've got that bend there in the middle.
There are also different ways of dividing up the shapes of the human body, most of which I don't know. Which I keep saying I'm going to look up, but I don't. Yes. Yes, stuck in my ways. Need to learn more anatomy.
Now, the fun thing is, a lot of these things I know in theory, but that doesn't mean I'm good at doing them.
Same.
Because I absorb a lot of random facts that I have absolutely no use for and have no intention of doing anything
with. We studied maths. This is our strong point.
True. True. Let's see.
Sorry, I keep thinking because this is now just a one-on-one conversation with somebody who's American. I do feel the slight push that I should be saying math rather than maths. And I just remember there was a video of Adam Savage in conversation with Matt Parker, who is a online maths communicator. And Matt Parker is Australian but lives in Britain, and Adam Savage is American. And they were having this conversation, and all the time they were having it, I think maybe out of politeness, Matt Parker was saying math and Adam Savage was saying maths. So they just completely swapped around, just trying to anticipate the difference, which I thought was very...
That's really funny. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I tend to switch back and forth. And also, I keep catching myself accidentally spelling things the quote-unquote British way after conversing with many Brits, and it's like, okay, hold on. There's not a U there in the US spelling. Microsoft Word is going to complain at me.
No U's in the US. U's in the... That would work better written down.
Yeah, and that's one of the ones where it's like I don't know why we spell like color differently.
We don't... The main problem we have with the word color is that there probably shouldn't be an O in it anyway. Like, we were arguing about whether or not there should be a U. There are two O's, and it's pronounced color. Like, it's not color. So, the spelling is already screwed. So you might as well take out the unnecessary U, because it's not going to make sense anyway.
Yeah.
But you can't spell things phonetically, because over time the pronunciation is going to change. I do often actually wonder how much, like, the increased sort of archival nature of entertainment and the fact that, you know, there's always... we have perpetual access to TV and films and videos and all these sorts of things, how that's going to affect the transformation of pronunciation as time goes on. Because it's like...
Well, I know that's a thing in like some languages. So like there's one, and I don't remember which one it is. There's one of the alphabets that's used for one of the Chinese dialects where the symbols and their meaning have stayed consistent, but the way they've been pronounced has changed over time. So you've got like some old poetry and stuff where it doesn't, if you say it in like modern, I don't know if it's Mandarin or Cantonese or whatever, but like whatever language it's doing, it doesn't flow quite right because the pronunciations have changed.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of true of, like, you know, just some Shakespeare.
Yeah, like there's some stuff in there where it doesn't flow right either because we expect one thing and it's something else.
Although there is also a decent amount of fudging to try and get the the meter to fit. But
Yeah, good old slant rhymes.
yeah, you've got a whole play to get across. You don't have time to be trying to work out a better word than, you know, bereft, but you take out the ref in the middle, so it's just bereft. Cool. Wait, is this we got a cummerbund?
Yeah.
Neat.
And I sort of started on the top of the legs just to get a feel for where things were, but if you get the legs, feel free to
Yeah.
change positions.
We'll sort it out as we go. What have I got? I have another opportunity to do a bonus. I don't really know what I'd add to this. No, I'll roll again. Okay. I have. Would you believe it? The legs. Okay.
All right. Feel free to change where the pants split is, or change the fact that it's pants as much as you'd like.
Well, that's another British to Americanism.
Yeah, you're.
I could make it pants. But I don't think that was the intention.
Yes, you could. Trousers.
Trousers. Pair of trousers. That's another one of those fun linguistic ones, is the pair of. You know, a pair of trousers, pair of scissors, pair of glasses. It's like we refer to them like that, but some languages are just like, no, this is one object. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, and I mean, there's some other things like that as well, like you. So it's, for the most part, it's you are, but R goes with the plurals, but that's because you used to be plural.
Yes.
And it just became singular somewhere along the line because language makes up its own rules.
I never thought about that. It should be you is.
Yeah, and there are some places where that is what people say, but it's considered quote unquote improper English because we made up the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to have thou was singular, wasn't it?
Yes.
Which I think is a shame. Bring back thou, that's what I say. I mean, I don't say that, but I should.
I mean, to a certain extent, having a singular and plural in a lot of, for different parts of speech with different tenses might make things easier to understand, but at the same time, if you're just throwing in a bunch of new words that no one is familiar with, you're now making it less easy for people to understand.
That was always, I'm terrible at learning other languages. I've tried many times. But one of my favorite parts of it was always basically discovering the words that language just doesn't need that we have, and it's just like, oh, I guess you can get by without that added complication. It's just like so intrinsic to the way we sort of think and speak, and then you go to this other language and like, no, we don't have that. Why do you bother? And obviously, right now, I can't think of an example because that's how my brain works on conversation.
Well, one thing that sort of made me sit there and go, oh, yeah, this is all just made up, isn't it? Some of the Romance languages have like quote unquote gender of a word.
Yeah.
But then I found out that the quote unquote gender of the word doesn't have anything to do with like gender as in human gender.
Yeah.
It literally just has to do with like how you deal with like pluraling it in a sentence.
It's pure semantics.
And stuff like that. So like in English, you know how we have a and an? And which one you use depends on what's going on with like the consonant or vowel sound of the next word on.
Yeah.
Similar concept. And it's like, oh, all right, cool. And they just decided to use gender as the description for the differences between these, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. And that's why
the lovely.
Oh. Ah! What happened to them? You're okay.
I went to go for the erasing tool, and I grabbed that.
But yeah, the one thing I know about that is that I believe in French, the word for vagina is masculine. And it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, because it has nothing to do with human concept of gender. It's just that's the word they decided to use to describe that sort of structure thing going on with language.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. But I kind of want to have stern words with whoever decided that. Just like I'd like to have stern words with whoever decided to name the number systems real and imaginary, because
Oh,
it
you
causes
God.
so many
It's
issues.
so annoying. Like, I wouldn't mind, but because I have a very algebraic head, to me, like, the square root of -1 is far less complicated than something like pi, right? Because pi you have to define using some sort of infinite sequence or something. There's no finite way of describing pi other than geometrically. But the square root of -1 is just like, okay, it's the thing that when you square it you get -1. Simple algebraic definition. It's like, that's in practice that's how you're going to use it. So yeah, I just like, so to me the sort of the big demarcation point of complication for numbers is from algebraic to transcendental. But obviously because people are taught real numbers and stuff like that because they're handy for measurements and all these sorts of things, the jump is from real to complex. And yeah, just, you're not doing yourself any favors with the naming system there. Just,
Yeah, no,
like, if it,
I would agree. Like I sort of get it. We have imaginary quote unquote to denote that it's not a real quote unquote number, but
yeah,
also, why did you use these two words? You could have used anything else.
yeah,
Like there are other words that we use to describe other numbers that don't make it confusing.
like if they had used the word transcendental, if they hadn't already used that, actually I don't know what was used first, but that would have been a kind of cooler sounding word. It's, oh, we're about to use transcendental numbers. That sounds exciting, rather than imaginary.
Well, the
These are
thing
made
is,
up.
mathematics uses words over again to describe different and or even similar things all the time.
Yeah,
Like differentials.
yeah,
Differential is a word that gets used all over the place
yeah. My favorite
to
was always,
describe different things,
yeah. There's got to be
and
difference
that's
because it's
even
in the
more
name.
confusing.
It's in the name. Can't be used to describe the same thing, otherwise it would be samenentials. Um.
Ah,
Ah.
nah.
Boo. Um. But yeah, my favorite was always normal. The number of definitions of normal is wonderful. Absolutely every single field in maths has its own definition, usually, occasionally multiple, of the word normal, and none of them agree. Um, Sometimes they're used to mean in some way sensible, but most of the time they're used to mean remarkable, which is kind of the opposite of what you think.
Yeah, well, and then in statistics you have the normal distribution, and it's like, why did we call it that?
Mm. Surely that should be what we call the uniform distribution. Um, Anyway, you can do a bonus if you like.
Go ahead, re-roll me.
Reroll. Do hair.
Hair. All right. Let's see. Do you want short hair or long hair? Of course, if I go short hair and we do cat ears, we'll get the cat's problem.
Mm. But if you do long hair, where are the ears going to go? You know.
True. Let's go with. Let's see if I can get like Einstein-y hair.
Ooh. So you have slightly shot yourself in the foot to do that sort of hair by the fact that you've leant the head so far up against the side of the canvas.
Yep.
That's fine.
As
Yeah.
long as I can get the feel.
Ah, look at that. Tousled mop.
Here.
Oh, it's going all over the
I think,
face.
yeah. I'm gonna leave the head shape in there for now, just
Yeah,
for whoever has the ears to use as reference. But I'll probably erase those once we figure out where the ears are going.
that's fair. I thought you were doing like the often in cartoons you can see the eyebrows through the hair, as it were, so they just draw it as if the eyebrows were over the hair. Because in real life you can slightly see through hair. And
Yeah.
no, Frame Man, stop it! No, you've ruined the 6699. Oh, you take away all my fun, Frame Man. 6711 now. What does that mean? Is that an interesting number? 6711.
I think it's divisible by 3.
I was about to say that. Yeah, 2237.
Did it again.
Did it again. This is what happens when we talk maths. There's blood everywhere. Yes. What am I drawing? There's only 3 numbers. I might as well just do a divisible by 3 thing. 2 is going to be that, which is I have the ears.
All right. Do what you will.
Well, I quite like this. I'm not going to deviate too far. I could put in elephant ears or something at this point, but let's go with something. It's gonna go off screen, but right now, how much of this is going to get covered up by the hair? So I'll try and incorporate it into the. Just be bigger than that.
I'm just going to redo these lines here. It's going to be hard to erase the line without erasing my hairline.
You should have new layers for every single part of the body.
That would get out of control very quickly.
I do actually, for the sake of my October drawings, I do have to draw an anthropomorphic cat next week. So another one, actually. It was remarked that of the 3 characters that Oobs gave me, 2 of them are going to be drawn as anthropomorphic cats.
Nice.
Which is that's how randomness works. If it's sufficiently random, you'll find a pattern somewhere.
Yep.
You just won't be able to guarantee a pattern specified prior. Cool. As he is. Only 2 bits left, of course. And you have even second one to do. Muth. So I guess I'll get on with the arms. Yeah,
I don't know if we really need any bonuses with this one.
Nah,
this is well.
This is.
It's only mathematicians, so we have chaos in the conversation and fairly well-defined images on the screen.
Yeah, we're doing all right. Well, yeah. Well-defined, never sensible. Has it? Can you think of any area of maths where they've, instead of using the word normal, they've used the word sensible? Because I feel like that's kind of tempting fate.
Not really. fact, most of the stuff I'm thinking of that is used to use normal to define it doesn't even really mean sensible. It just means like nice looking, like nice to work with,
Yeah.
or nicely shaped with it. So like your normal vector, it's like, okay, this is just a convenient way of finding a vector that's going quote unquote opposite of where my plane is. And then in geometry, actually usually they're called regular polygons, not normal polygons. So never mind with that.
Hello.
And then
This is the Chib.
Hi.
The maths has to stop
Hi.
now.
Quick, hide the maths.
Hide the maths. Hide it. Push it under the carpet.
You guys were left alone for an hour and you've been talking about maths this entire time.
No. No, we weren't. You can't prove anything.
Yeah. What else did you talk about?
Language,
Uh-huh.
pronunciation, how it should be you is instead of you are.
Okay.
And that's
Sure.
it. We were talking about that for an hour. It's amazing.
Definitely amazing.
How are you?
I'm alright. Came back not too long ago from family dinner, so
Oh. Did you have a good time?
yeah, was nice.
Yeah.
And good food, so
Good
yeah.
food.
We drew a cat man.
I can see that. Looks like a friend.
Looks like a friend. Would you like to
Yep.
name them?
And
No.
and the only curse bit is we have socks with stilettos.
It's yeah, it's fine.
I am not in the States to name anyone
Oh,
today.
that's fair. Well, we've got an Einstein-y thing going on. What could we do with that?
I mean, I almost want to say like we could mainly go. Oh, we could sort of go one of two ways with this. We could either go like with a really obstinate, fancy-sounding name, or it could be like with like those cat names where it's just kind of like, ah, yes, it's Professor Bubbles.
Yeah. I mean, I was stuck on Kit Einstein. Doesn't quite work.
Kit Einstein. Nice.
It's the best I got.
I love it when people just name their cats the stupidest things. Like bathtub or something like that. So funny.
It's even more funny if the cat is like sort of a gremlin and has to get like sternly talked to, because it's just kind of like no one takes you very seriously if you are having a stern conversation about the bad behavior of Mr. Fluff.
Yeah. No, I will write down Kit Einstein. Feel free to add a first or last name, depending on where you want that to go. I have no idea if I spelled the correct part of that correctly.
You did, probably.
As before is, except if under intense gravitational pull. Dr. Kit Einstein, PhD, of course.
Yes.
Do you know what this is? I've just realised that this is the meme, the 2020, 2021 meme of, video conference.
Oh yeah,
You
this.
dress up from the waist up, waist down, casual.
Don't worry about what's going on from the waist down.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't need to know.
If it's not on the image, if it's not on the video, who cares?
Yeah, doesn't exist. Schrodinger's outfit.
I mean, we've all seen Schrodinger's outfit. It's not great.
Exactly, terrible fashion.
Yep.
What
I mean,
about Schrodinger?
at least he's wearing like, I was about to say pants, but then we just had that discussion earlier about different language. So at least he's wearing like trousers and didn't just show
Yeah.
up to the video conference call not wearing anything.
True.
Because there were way too many news stories about stuff like that happening. Really?
Yeah, my paranoid would get the better of me. I wouldn't be able to get away with that. Because I theoretically, I don't have a webcam on. I could be wearing absolutely anything right now. Nobody knows. But I do have a shirt on and trousers, and I don't need to. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the main thing I'm not wearing is socks and shoes.
yeah,
On
that's
account
fine.
of the fact that it's more comfortable for me to sit as I usually sit without those.
Yeah, that's eminently fair. You could argue I'm not wearing socks because they're full of holes.
Get some new socks, please.
I'm wearing air stitched together by a bit of cloth.
Please get some new socks.
I do. I need to buy some new socks. Yeah. Cool. Right. That's a friend. It's a fancy friend.
Look at that
Yeah.
friend.
Always changing.
It's a different vibe when he takes off his mustache.
Yeah.
We could probably fill this in and make a new character.
Yeah, probably.
They're roommates.
And then turn off this layer and then kind of like a telephone sort of thing. That's an
That
idea.
actually might be an interesting thing to do at some point.
Yeah.
Like, have part of a thing drawn and then have everyone add to it at different bits.
Yeah. Righto. Shall we get another friend up and running? Chibi, you joining in the drawing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
You wanna go first?
Sure.
Yeah. You get to draw. The hands. The most sensible part.
Uh-huh. That's always the one you want to start with.
Yeah. What did we start with last
What
time?
did I do?
That was the eyes.
I don't know which way is the right side up now. I clicked some buttons.
Oh,
and
right.
I don't know.
Well, right now mine is, yeah.
Up.
Good. Okay.
It's kind of
The
works.
upside of doing the canvas this way is we get sort of more sensible looking things as we're trying to fit everything in, but then we also have to coordinate where everyone is going.
Yeah.
Okay. Hands.
It's like flipping a coin over a telephone. Only this time it's determining which way is up over a telephone.
I don't know how to start with hands.
What you do is you put them wherever you like, and then it's someone else's problem.
Yep. Unfortunately, that someone else might be you.
It might be, but a lesser probability than last time. So only
Okay.
1/3.
Let's just start with a hand then.
Start with a hand. Because the face isn't drawn yet.
Peace.
Yeah.
There is a very wide gap between those fingers. It's fine.
I mean, when have we ever really cared that much about sensible proportions on things?
They smoke a lot of cigars, so it's just slowly pushed the fingers apart over the years. That's my
Or
guess.
they have webbing between their fingers.
Oh, yeah, that can also happen. If you smoke too much.
Happens all the time.
All the time.
I don't know how the webbing here would
Yeah, I
work
was
with that, I guess. Very unfortunate, but you know.
must be awkward. Like if you're like, you know, the creature from the Black Lagoon, and you go to like a metal concert, you're trying to do the devil horns. It's gonna be really awkward and stretchy.
Oh yeah. Uh, that's one hand.
Hey, first hand, which hand do we have to draw now? The second one.
hand.
I just realized we've never defined that both hands have to be like different left and right. You could just do two left hands.
Yeah. You could perfectly happily do more than two, or have a hand and a big bear claw.
Yeah. I mean, I have done crab claws before.
Yeah. Or just like
With, well, not just hands, but because they're aquatic in some capacity, but hands. Are they the
hands.
same size? Who knows? Those are hands.
It depends on the perspective. One of them is very close and tiny. Cool. Ragdoll, do you want to go next?
Sure.
Sure. Let's do the nose. Of course.
Yeah,
Always start drawing the face with the nose. It's in the middle, so it it centralizes.
Start the body with the hands, start the face with the nose. That's how it goes.
Absolutely.
I mean, to be fair, when you're placing things on the face, doing the nose first is not a bad idea, but usually you have a face. Let's see.
I mean, you could do a trunk. Like,
that is true.
You mentioned doing a beak before. Like,
or would that be a nose or a mouth? The butterfly thingy?
the proboscis.
I think the proboscis is technically a mouth, but that's only because I'm pretty sure butterflies don't have noses the way we think of noses. Also, they can taste with their feet.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Sure.
Which begs the question: what's the best glass shape for a butterfly?
Yeah, feed your butterfly very fancy martinis. Because see, that was the other thing we were talking about is what the heck is up with martini glasses.
They're for butterflies. Now you figured it out.
See, if you put it on the rocks, that way the butterflies can land on the rocks and drink the alcohol that way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever gotten nose first in one of these. Usually we have the nose a little later on. You get eyes first a lot. You know what? I sort of like this nose shape. It's interesting.
It sure is.
Well, I looked it up. Apparently, the answer is depends.
Okay, great.
Sometimes it's a mouth, sometimes it's a nose.
Look, a lot of creatures just don't follow what we think is sensible biology because biology doesn't care about what we think is sensible. It just cares about what works.
I learned the other day how viruses sort of replicate, because I knew a virus, it finds like a cell or something, it injects its replicating sort of code into it, and then it can use the bacteria or whatever to create a copy of itself. But I didn't realize how it made the copy of itself. Basically, it causes the inner workings of the cell to make all the bits for a virus, and then just hopes that the cell jostling around enough will make all of the parts click together in the right way. It's just like sort of just putting all of pieces of Lego in a bag and then shaking it around and hoping it comes out all as the right model. It's a weird system.
Yeah,
There's
That
no-
not how you
but
build with Legos.
it
That's
works.
how I've been doing it all this time.
It's not not how I've been doing it. But maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? Apparently, viruses have got it sorted. Cool.
Look, it doesn't have to work all the time. It just has to work enough to keep perpetuating.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's one of the things that people sort of lose track of with biology. It's like it's not trying to evolve into a quote unquote better species. It's just whatever has worked long enough to perpetuate, whether it makes sense or not.
I have the legs, by the way.
Oh.
Now, do I go bird legs?
I mean, I've got sort of a hook nose.
I'm gonna go. That's. I guess
Oh, I just realized it looks sort of like Waluigi's nose.
that's.
It does.
Well,
Wow.
Waluigi is apparently dressing up as Morticia. I went with the figure hugging dress / skirt.
I mean, listen, all these body building challenges could have been just members of the Addams family.
Yes, absolutely. That is a fantastic way of viewing the challenge. Design your Addams OC.
Just put together a whole lot of stuff. They will accept it as family.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about the Addams family. They're very accepting.
I always sort of liked that with the Addams family because if you look at a lot of old of the time black and white sitcom-y type things, a lot of the joke is tee hee, they're so dysfunctional and don't get along. Like there's one that comes on the television frequently where it's this couple who moved to this country back country area because the husband wanted to move there, but the wife is like really into high society and fashion type things, so she just really sticks out in that area. And a lot of the humor, quote unquote, is the tee hee, she doesn't fit in, and there's miscommunication between husband and wife as they're trying to like live in this place that he wants to live and she doesn't quite get. And you don't really have any of that with the Addams family. The Addams family are like really supportive of each other, like regardless of what everyone's interested in. The weirdness is that everyone's just kind of like, now hold on a minute, you have a pet what?
Yeah, the joke is always, these people are strange, but the normal people are finding it surprising. It's like, oh my god, that's usually the joke in the Addams family. Is oh, these people are weird, and I don't know how to react to this. But the Addams family are just like, it's a great time.
Yeah, they just don't notice.
Yeah, we're enjoying it. Do you want to lay down on a bed of nails? It's fun. It's therapeutic. Cool.
And I distinctly remember one episode where I think it was like someone from the school board came to their house like to check on something. It had to do with something that was happening with the kids at school. And after the person left, they're just like, oh yeah, it's fine. And the Addams family's just kind of like, oh, they're so friendly. We should invite them over again for tea. And meanwhile, the person's just kind of like scared out of their mind. And they're like, nope.
Hey, Chibi.
Yeah.
Do you want to draw some ears?
Sure.
Ears with no head.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
It's power to define where the head will be.
Well, I mean, I've sort of defined position of the head based on the nose, but you can define how wide it is or how turned it is.
I mean, it's entirely plausible you could interpret that shape, because you haven't necessarily specified spatial structure. You've given a nice, you know, easily understandable silhouette or easily understandable outline. But if you wanted to misconstrue it as a nose pointing upwards, you could.
Yeah. It
There is that.
could just be like that.
Yeah, we oh god, that would be so twisted.
Then the person who has to connect the face to the body is gonna have a fun time. Am I going to do that?
I mean, it could be you. I mean, if we didn't have the hands here, it could always just be a sort of situation where this is their back and they got their head turned this way. But with the hand placement, it makes it a little more interesting. I see Chibi has chosen violence.
Yeah.
Chaos reigns.
They're like little fluffy ears.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you'd be able to see the other one.
It depends on which way you're looking at this, really.
If need be, I'll erase parts of it. That's fine. Anyway, yeah.
There we go.
That's my contribution.
on somebody's head be it. On their head be it, presumably. Ragdoll.
Yes.
Do you get away with it this time? Well, or do you? Torso.
Torso. All right.
Not the head.
So I have to partially figure out. All right, what direction is this head even doing? Because the torso is going to be connected with the head.
I did work out a way this could happen, although the bird leg theory might come back into force.
Because there's really only two. It's either the neck is here, and actually that might sort of work. You've just got weirdly placed ears, or the neck is here. In which case, I have concerns, and maybe you should see a chiropractor.
Look, we just have to refer them to our yoga friend from last time.
Yeah, I don't see the problem here.
The ears might be sort of weird, but the droopy ear thing actually is sort of cute, especially with that being a sort of beaky shape. So I'm gonna go with the neck being sort of here-ish and work from there. Also, have to leave room for pelvis.
So many floaty bits at this point.
Yeah, this is a Rayman character.
Whoever gets arms is lucky.
Are they?
Well, yeah, they don't have to draw anything.
Yeah, Rayman characters don't typically have arms.
Yeah, just close off the wrist. Call it a day.
I will draw the arms. She draws a little curve under the hand. Done.
I mean, if you want to be fancy about it, you could give them big cuffs or something like that, and then cut it off there.
Yeah.
The thing with doing torso is I've got to sort of figure out
I guess, yeah, torso would be worse than head at this point. The head, you can draw a shape and then let someone else deal with it. The torso is like, structure.
Yeah, you're sort of because with the torso that defines where like arms, legs, neck. It's at least defining where they come out, and it's like how do we connect it to everything else?
Yeah, torso is just a sort of.
Also, I need to then figure out what's going on with the top of this person's. I mean, I'm sort of I'm sort of tempted to do like shellfish bra.
Ooh.
Kind of a mermaid theme, I guess.
Temptation accomplished.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, that was oysters, wasn't
Yay. A 0 fell.
it? Yeah.
Yes. Aziraphale.
I would absolutely wear his outfit.
I, to a certain extent, have worn his outfit. I
Ooh, lovely.
dressed up as him for Halloween 2 years back. Yeah, 2 years
Ah.
back, because last year we didn't have a Halloween meeting. I was supposed to have a Crowley, but she had a very bad migraine that evening and could not show up to our Halloween get-together dinner thing. And it's like, oh no, that's so sad. Because we spent a significant amount of time working on those costumes.
Yeah.
Because we put like wings on the backs.
Oh.
Although I will say, the wigs still did not work right.
Wigs are hard.
Yeah, I think I've got a picture of it somewhere, or at least my costume. I'll put it on Discord as soon as I can find it.
You post a picture of Curly with a migraine.
Always a fun time, right?
Okay. So gonna just erase some bits here for where the arms would generally connect. But more stuff can be erased as necessary. And something like that.
E.
Yeah.
Looks a little odd, but you know what? We're actually gonna make that a top. You're wearing a fancy shirt, and
Ooh.
also the shirt has just fish taped to it. Huh. That frustrating, Christy.
Yeah.
Damn you, Twitch.
Damn Twitch. Yeah, I just realised my bot disconnected as well. I think Twitch is just having a day. Like I say at the beginning of this stream, just half of it went missing immediately. So I've dropped 6,000 frames. It was 6699, but then
Nice.
Frame Man came in, ruined it.
Oh. Frame Man, why?
Ooh, I just looked down.
Frame Man does not appreciate.
Not good enough.
Okay. kind of like this cloak thing.
Yeah. As you got the brain present for the stream stuff. Yeah. Get a little bit of fun stream times as whoever gets head desperately works out what's going on here. Actually, I think it's whoever gets eyes or mouth is going to have to work out what's going on.
All right.
And I think I'm next, so.
Oh, good luck.
Arms, I'm safe.
For now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can we do? Do we need anything more interesting than this? I think this is already quite an interesting picture. How many more?
Full interesting.
How many more curveballs can we put? I'm going to carry on with the sort of Morticia thing I was doing. Actually, hang on. That arm is like, how is that gonna?
Look with that hand.
The angle that hand.
That torso.
It's
That's a fully broken wrist. Or a dislocated shoulder. Or both.
Or both. Okay, right. No. I mean, nothing I do is going to make this look right, but
No.
you can try and you can try. You got to try your best, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Only that had just been twisted a little bit.
More folds in the wrist. More wrist folds.
That's a good Aziraphale.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see the wings in that shot.
I can see them.
Yeah. I also like how you have the book as a very quick explanation. It's like, who are you, book?
Aha, book.
Aha. Ooh.
Ooh, and the
with
skull.
that one in my pose, you can see I borrowed a pocket watch.
This is gonna say,
So
that's cool.
Neat chain.
I have a pocket watch and chain. And a bow tie.
Yeah. Bow ties are cool.
And the wings.
I now really want to dress up as Crowley. At least try.
And
I think it's Crowley has like just so many looks.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of variety. Aziraphale, pretty consistent. Crowley, let's try everything.
Yeah, that's because Aziraphale just doesn't change his clothes often. It's just kind of like, fashion, what's that?
Fashion is the devil's work.
Yeah, so that costume was 2 years back, because last year my friend group did not get together for Halloween, for reasons that should be obvious. But 3 years back, that was my Halloween costume, which is loading in just a moment, so it should show up in a couple seconds. There we go.
Oh.
Oh.
Bit more color going on in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone made the joke of dressing up as a pastel unicorn because people were trying to figure out themes, and I just kind of went, you know what? Challenge accepted. Pastel unicorn it is. So I went and found a pink tutu and a pink, a very fluffy pink vest thing and a unicorn horn and it's a little hard to see in that picture, but I had a friend put a whole bunch of like pink and pastel blue makeup on my face. So yeah, I was just a pastel unicorn.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it was really funny, because I went to work like that, and most of my students are used to seeing me in like muted colors, and then suddenly I was wearing a tutu.
That was fun. Or them, probably.
I think I just about got away with the wrist.
Too bad.
Just about. Cool. Right. Fantastic. Yes, maybe. I should stop putting the list of things so far away from the microphone.
No.
I'm over
Put them
here.
further away from the
Okay.
microphone.
Okay, they're over here now. Right. So, who's next? Chibi. Chibi's right now. Eyes!
Oh, wonderful.
You did this
Okay.
to yourself.
Yeah, I did. I'm going to turn the canvas upside down again.
That seems
I'm
sensible.
gonna make it hard for us.
Yeah, and that's the decision. Chibi continues to choose violence.
Ooh.
Like I'm zoomed in on just like the facial features, and it just looks like the world's weirdest koala.
Yeah, it's got a marsupial vibe.
Yeah, they do sort of have that large nose. Hey, and Christy is in Twitch chat.
Yay!
Yay.
Do eyebrows also fit in this? Or is that hair? Can I just give
I did a moustache for nose, so I don't see why not.
I'm just gonna...
I figure it's one of those things with whoever gets to it first.
It is funny that that nose sort of has the... What's it called? Where you can see it one of two ways, depending on the perspective. What's that called? It's got a name. Doesn't matter, I've just explained what it is, so thinking of the name is pointless. But cool. Well,
Yes.
chaos has been locked in place. You saw the magic moment when it went from "this action is not possible" to "welcome to the chat. This action is not possible." Yes, it is,
What
Twitch.
action?
We've been here for a
That's
couple
really
of years.
formal. Like, that feels really formal.
We've been doing this for almost 3 years. That action is definitely possible.
Yeah.
Not only is it possible, it's routine.
I mean, at least you aren't being banned for saying baby dinosaur.
True. Or what was the one the other day? Did I top or something? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
there was something I had typed in when I was figuring out what the heck was going on with the Alone in the Dark, and it caught that, and it's like, there is nothing in there that is a slow.
Oh, put. It was put.
Yeah, put.
Put.
Yeah.
I think you said like put a hat on the statue or something. Like
Yeah.
put is misogynistic, apparently.
I still don't get that.
I don't either. I mean,
Oh.
I know there are some things that once upon a time were used as like slang and just aren't much anymore. So, like, in the United States, spook is an outdated slang term for someone who's black. But if you just told that to someone on the streets, they probably would have no idea what you're talking about, because it doesn't really mean that anymore. Nobody really uses that.
Yeah, I was going to say over here, I think that's a name for like a sort of undercover agent or something like that.
Yeah, that's the more common usage of it now. Yeah.
It's like, out of
So
all the things someone could mean with the word poots, why would Twitch immediately assume it was a slur?
I don't know. I've turned down the settings for auto mod, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I walked over to the other side of the room and I rolled. Ragdoll, do you want to do a bonus? Or would you like to draw the thing I rolled after that?
what did you roll after that?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay. That scares me. We'll do the bonus later. Give me what you rolled.
Okay, cool. Draw the head.
Right.
That's what I didn't want to say.
So the fun thing is, Chibi has chosen violence, but I could then just choose violence again.
Absolutely.
Huh? You could do that, yeah.
Because I could just say, hey, the next, just doing this.
Hey, the face is just upside down.
Yep.
Don't worry about it.
That or the nose is just really, really big. Because like the mouth could be down here.
The nose is on the forehead.
Look, now that we've set up the lore of this whole Addams family thing, I think it works.
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
it's all good. They'd still be considered family.
Should we rename these streams like the Addams Family sort of photo album or something?
Yes. I mean, that does mean that Garfield is part of the Addams family. Honestly, I know they're accepting and such, but I don't wish Garfield on anyone.
Oh, yeah, the Addams Family can take a lot. They can. I remember in the second film, it was like the time they really started to warm up to somebody was when they were actively trying to kill them. Oh, now we get you. Now we understand where you're coming from. You're trying to kill us.
Yeah, I mean, the kids do throw axes at each other for fun.
With a little bit of electric chair play, it's fine. Well, that's ahead. Okay, over to the list. I will forego my bonus for now. Let's draw. The pelvis is relatively straightforward.
Yeah, I left that sort of open. You could probably just continue what's going on with this dress. Or just cut it off.
Yeah, like a nice little sort of
Little sash.
swishy sort of ribbony thing going on here.
Oh, that's nice.
With her long coat thing.
Yeah. Long skirts, long top, but with visible stomach.
Yeah.
It's a look.
See, I was thinking this top is like sort of cardigan type thing, but yeah, we could go with that.
Nope. Da-na-na-na. That's just the. Why is this character wearing something so weird? Da-na-na-na. That's the answer. That's.
This
Yep,
point, it
and
kind
Christy
of
is
looks
back in
like they're
Discord.
dancing. Like they're doing some
Yeah.
kind of weird anime dance or something.
Oh, hang on. I know what to do with that.
They're doing a Fortnite dance or something. Whatever the kids are doing these days.
Who knows? Oh.
Yeah.
Yay.
Wednesday.
Wednesday's great. Big fan of Wednesday. Right. I'm over here now. What did I just... Elvis.
What?
Don't worry about
Speak
it.
up.
Chibi!
Yeah?
Chibi! You've got to draw the hair!
Great.
I'm back. Trying to do a
If
chat
I
disc.
continue with my vision, it would look.
I mean, if facial hair also can come under hair, so keep it ambiguous.
Sure.
Trying to do a chat in Discord is stupid, so you're going to try and peace out, maybe fall asleep and just watch. Have a lovely peace out. As our character is saying, yeah.
Hope you feel better later, Christy.
Also, I keep forgetting to censor after I draw. Should probably focus on what's being drawn a little bit. Oh, both. Okay, fair enough.
Which side is which?
I'm really looking forward to whoever gets the mouth just drawing it to look identical to the eyes.
That's possible.
It's small.
Hey, Ragdoll, you know that head shape you drew?
It's covered up now.
90% of it's gone.
Yeah.
But you defined the...
It defines where it is, at least.
Yeah. Like, the head shape could have been big and triangular, and that would have changed the... I guess, like, it sort of feels a little bit bad that, like, you drew a nose, and we screwed up the perspective of it. You drew a head, and we drew over it. You drew a long cardigan thing, and now now that's just the top. It's like, everything you drew, we screwed up.
Screwing up.
We deliberately sabotaged, let's be honest.
That's what this challenge is all about.
I mean, I don't know what
we
you're
all
talking
just
about, Chibi.
cooperated, it would be so much less fun.
Yes.
The two of us managed to make a very sensible character before you have appeared and chosen violence.
I mean, what? Yeah.
That's my role in this program.
I wouldn't say sensible. We're wearing high heels and socks, like, and we're a cat.
Look, I didn't say they had sensible fashion choice.
But they at least had a face, the place a face should go.
Alright, I'm over here now. Ragdoll! Do you want to do a bonus or do you want a specific?
Yeah, let's go for my last specific.
Specific. We'll just go on even. Even, you have the mouth. Which means I do the feet.
Yep.
And then we can
you
add
get to
whatever.
decide if it's like actual feet or if it's like a fin or something.
I mean,
Or like flippers.
I was going to say we could go the classic, you know. Could just
Yeah, that's also. Oh.
classic.
Oh, that's what you mean with classic.
Yeah. Standard fare.
Yeah, standard.
I drew this more than you'd think. Or draw this more than you think.
I mean, considering what you've been drawing recently, and some of them are legitimately sound like it would just be an eldritch god.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At some point, I do have to render Cungulus.
Don't like that name.
No one does. That's why I picked it.
Why would you do that to us?
He didn't. Someone else did.
Someone else made the name Cungulus, not me.
Yeah, but you decided to draw it.
Yeah.
You decided to put it in all of our heads multiple times. You
Look,
decided to turn it into an eldritch god.
yeah. What else is it gonna be? Like if I'd made like the coolest character I've ever designed and I called it Cungulus, you would be even more mad.
You could have just drawn a sensor bar and it would have been appropriate, I think.
We did joke that I will do like the full render and the time lapse, but in the video it will just all be censored. So if you want to see this, join me on my Patreon. Or I guess it's probably a better business sense to say if you don't want to see this, join me on my Patreon. Only Patreons can ignore this picture. Patrons.
No. Trying to decide where I want to have this mouth. Idea.
Ooh, that's always a good sign.
Idea?
Idea.
There it go. That would look like the little eyebrows are just like a very happy face.
Ah. Maybe they're the nostrils?
Unknown.
No, I like.
One of the Addams family is just a hand, so you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Knows which is which feature on the face. It could all be.
They could both be eyes. So I got 4 eyes.
4 eyes.
4 eyes. But one pair of eyes could be nostrils.
Yes.
And maybe 2 noses.
Look,
but
it's
also
4.
the nose doesn't look like a nose anymore, considering it's like considering where the mouth is now.
Yeah, it could be some weird horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a very strange facial tattoo.
Either way,
Could be anything.
they are loved and accepted in the Addams family.
And they can just like twist their face upside down, and it still looks kind of like a face. So
I mean, it now does have it would have a mouth on the forehead, but
details. Now it has a nose on the forehead. I don't know.
so you get one or the other. Do you want a mouth on the forehead or a nose on the forehead? It's up to you.
Like neither, like turning it upside down. Neither of those faces look sensible in any way. So you know.
Like, during the pandemic, having good mask etiquette, like covering the mouth and nose. This friend has a hard time.
They just cover their whole face.
Yeah. I guess they could wear 2. Like one on the top, one on the bottom. And then just have their eyes poking out from the middle.
Mm-hmm. One over the top, one over the bottom. 2 masks.
Yeah, 2 masks. So 4 eyes, 2 noses, 2 masks. They got a lot of names. Speaking of names, do we want to add any accessories? I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but if you two want to, apart from masks,
I don't know what we'd even add.
Gotten to the point now where we've got fully formed characters, and we're like, I don't know what to add to this.
Like right now, I'm just sort of cleaning up the lines on the top that we have here.
It's kind of an interesting shape for a top, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of long sleeves, cut off sort of halfway down the torso, but carries on for a long back. It's sort of like reminiscent of the sort of long-tailed coats that you see, sort of like ringleaders and things have, where it's like cut off higher than you'd think, but the back trails down. Like that, but it's got a shell bra and a feathery, like a little collar.
What an A for the Addams family.
A for Addams.
Dun-dun-dun-dun. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
My edition. The neck seemed a little empty, that's all.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So what's this friend's name?
Well, we know their last name already.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Addams.
Well, they can be extended Addams family.
It could be. Do
See?
they have a title?
See, they married into a family where they spell Addams with one D.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, it is 2D.
Oh, look at that. See? The Danish know what's
Ooh.
going on.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Maybe-
the reasoning there is not because you have noses on your forehead. I'm assuming this.
You don't know the Danish.
I don't, and I apologize if I'm being insensitive by assuming that's the case. But
Maybe this friend is Danish.
honestly, you British always think everyone's like you. Yeah.
That is really neat, actually. It's always interesting to see what sort of clothes people come up with to try and deal with whatever weather shenanigans they have to deal with in their area.
Duke. Huh?
Duke. Something Addams.
Now, the question is Duke their name or is Duke their title?
Could be Duke Addams. I was trying to think, is there like a gender neutral Duke? There's Duke and Duchess is the sort of male female. They're like, those are like the duchy, but I don't know if that's.
I'm gonna say it is. Like that.
Duke Addams.
Duke Addams.
Fashion icon.
Absolutely. They're like a fashion, not a fashion model, but like a fashion designer, I guess.
Sorry, I was trying to look up duchy. Yeah. Cousin Duchy's summer wardrobe. Reference to the film. Cool. That's the friend.
It's a friend.
It's a friend. We got some time. Do you want to do another one? Got 5 minutes. Do a speed one.
Very speedy then.
Speed.
Okay. Sure. Very speedy.
Speed away.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh. Right. I haven't gone.
When the eyes got removed from the face, it was just like, oh no.
Oh no. Right.
Okay.
I haven't gone first, so I'll go first. I have to draw feet.
quickly, hurry, hurry, hurry.
I've accidentally rotated the canvas and I'm panicking already.
Don't.
We'll just put the feet down, and then we'll know where to the bottom. That, or we'll just decide that the character is now doing a handstand and go from there.
Oh, big feet.
Hooves.
Oh. Well, then we know it at least isn't like Tori's family.
True. Maybe it's Tori doing a handstand.
Could be.
Hoof stand, I guess. Sure. Fantastic. Right. That's that done. Chibi.
Yes.
You can draw the ears, of course.
Sure.
The most sensible continuation from this drawing.
You also
I
get
have
to
an
decide where
urge
the
to
head is
make-
going to be placed.
I have an urge to just like make the ears like here.
Right. Bending over. We're leaning more towards the handstand. Even though I technically drew feet, I'm sure we can.
Like
Oh.
floppy ears.
Yeah, floppy ears. Well, we're gonna have to make this slightly more concrete because Ragdoll, you're gonna have to draw the eyes.
Right.
Yeah. I just kind of want them to be tiny now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a big canvas. We don't have to use it all.
Tiny little friend.
And oh, look at that thumbnail. Oh, ooh. Oh, look at the little cute little eyes staring at you. Right.
Let's see. Eraser.
Eerie.
Oh.
Go.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna draw the legs.
Oh, big and fluffy.
Big fluffy legs.
Yeah, we're just making a little guy.
He's just a little guy.
Oh, they are going to have such a short torso.
Oh, fantastic. Chibi, guess what you're drawing?
I don't know.
Torso.
Okay. Uh.
This can work.
Do I want the torso to also be fluffy? Also, they're gonna have like no neck.
No, a little face.
It's gonna be like here.
Oh. I mean, they could be hunching forwards.
You're just a little squished in.
Yeah, fluffy.
Oof. Oof.
They look
Yeah.
really silly with that line drawn in to approximate where the torso should end and just the eyeballs.
Oh.
Is my tablet not cooperating anymore?
Oh, dear. Twitch, what are you doing? Just playing Twitch. I think that's fair.
I'm trying to draw like 2 lines. There we
No.
go.
I know, we don't want it to end.
It's like a weird puffy rabbit on top of just goat legs.
Should I erase the neckline?
We'll always remember it's there.
The one who's doing the face can draw it back in if they want to.
Well, Ragdoll gets the opportunity to draw a nose.
Okay.
The face is your domain, apparently.
Yeah. For better or worse.
Well, it's going well so far. Which is why I'm scared.
Maybe we're just making a friend.
Maybe.
Oh.
Freehand ovals are hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's a nose, but part of me does like looking at this as if it were a mouth.
Oh.
Ah!
You know, that would be pretty cute, actually, with like the nose here.
Oh.
Oh, bless.
Take
I
mouth off
almost
the
want to leave
list
that,
too.
even though I don't have the mouth. I almost want to leave that.
Yeah, do it. Take the mouth off the list.
if you if you get mouth, we can just leave it. Okay. Who's next? Me. Me, I think. Oh, pelvis. I'm just working up.
You are. Don't give him a corset.
It's just a belt. They're quite slim. It's all fluff.
The belt.
They're slim, but like their legs are huge. Like
It's all floof.
like their feet is the size of their waist.
It's all
I don't
floof.
know how that works.
They have big feet, but that's unrelated. Chibi, hands.
Yeah. Uh, okay. What if just like
I like how we're using less than half of the canvas with this friend.
We haven't got to the hair yet.
True. They could have the tallest mohawk. I see we're going for a 4-finger hand.
mm-hmm.
They're coming to get you.
Yeah.
Or the very surprised expression is they're being like held at gunpoint or something. Oh no!
Also a possibility, but not one I thought of. There.
Yay. Did I cross that off? Yes, I did. Cool. Fantastic. Already done that. Already done that. They're running out of things. Ah, things. How many times do I have to roll this? How many things are there left?
Christy's just like Sephiroth hair that turns into a tent.
Hang on a minute. How many people are... Yes. Yes. That does make sense. Okay, cool. So we'll just do modulo. That's 2, which means you can do... Oh! Ragdoll gets the hat. That took far too long.
My audio cut out for some reason.
Yeah.
Ragdoll can... You got the hat.
You got kicked off the Discord.
I'm here now. I'm here.
So I'm drawing the hair, but there's still no head.
Yes.
Oh dear.
That's a weird one. I don't know what the person with the head is gonna do.
Nope. That's their problem. That's their problem.
Huh.
I mean, I kind of want to just do, like, fluffy sheep.
Laughs, in brackets, derogatory.
Was that one?
Ooh.
Just, ha.
Ha! I had a boofy hair.
I only have 2 modes of laughing, and that's in brackets derogatory laughing and Chibi giggles.
In brackets derogatory or in brackets affectionate.
Yes.
You know, it almost looks like they're wearing a shower cap.
Also fun. I just got out of the shower.
Oh, shower, why are you pointing a gun at them?
Which is why they're so surprised.
We're not even pointing a gun at them. We're just in their shower for some reason.
Yeah.
They're just like, what are you doing?
Okay. So I get the joy of doing the arms.
More big fluffy.
More floof.
More fluff.
All the floof.
So much fluff.
So much. Evidently, they've toweled themselves off. They've dried. Otherwise, they'd be a lot less floofy.
Or maybe
like
they're
this
this
new
floofy because they
cryptid.
just towel dried. It's like a whole shake the towel around them and then just poof.
I'm tempted to try and draw this character like fully wet. So there'll be like 10% the volume.
I'm tempted to draw this character without a belt and it's just a ball of fluff.
Look, I made a mistake.
It's just round.
Okay, yeah, and then what remains is the head for Chib, because Ragdoll did the nose and mouth. So
I'll just do.
I mean, I guess you just get to determine if the face is naked or not. Or is it just, like, fluffy all around the face?
yeah, a little floof. The only reason they wear a belt is because otherwise there's so much floof you can't get through a door. The floof just whooshes all the way out, and then their arms like rest at a 30-degree angle. And feel free to add bonuses. Ah! I can't believe you drew the best friend when you were out. Friend! Floof friend.
Why didn't you come up with a name for them, Christy?
Yeah.
uh, yeah, that's the face. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Uh,
Chris?
They got
Okay.
they got a sponge on a rope.
okay.
I was about to be very concerned about that belt loop, but
The sponge.
uh, I know what I'm gonna add.
is that a rubber ducky?
Yeah.
Yes.
I approve of this rubber ducky.
Shower floofer.
No. I'm gonna question my life choices and try and draw like a towel looking thing.
Yeah, just draw, lots of folds in fabric. It'll be easy.
Yeah, obviously.
Shower floofer, also known as wet foot. Surprise duck.
Surprise duck.
Surprise duck.
The duck is alive.
Maybe that's what's surprising.
No, they're looking at us.
They're looking in the mirror and seeing the duck in the background.
Yeah, that towel doesn't work well. Doesn't read quite right.
Lives in the Alps. This is a new cryptid.
Yeah.
You find them in your shower. And they're like, what are you doing in my shower? You're so tiny.
It's like those, like the yokai of like, if it offers you red or blue paper, if you take red, this happens. If you take blue, this happens. But this one is like, it says, what are you doing in my shower? If you say, it's my shower, they run away. If you say anything else, they just cry.
Oh, poor baby.
They were very surprised.
Not all
They were not
cryptids
expecting company.
are not all cryptids are out to kill you.
Yeah.
Some are just trying to do their business, and then people see them and they're like, oh no.
If you give them like any sort of like okay or something like that, then they just take a shower.
Proper etiquette
Best
is
outcome.
proper etiquette is you hand them a towel and turn the other way.
It leaves you a little rubber ducky if you let them shower.
Yeah.
The rubber ducky is alive, which is a concern, but you know.
That's another cryptid.
It happens.
Just don't address the fact that it's alive, and you'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Exactly.
No
Yeah,
one's
just don't think about it.
Yeah. No one's quite sure what happens if you do, but best not.
Yeah. Shower floofer is pacifist, but Rubber Ducky, unclear.
Well,
Well,
we drew a friend.
Yes.
yay!
We should do fast ones.
Isn't
Do fast ones more often. It's good.
yeah, we actually draw friends then.
Yeah, an
Apparently.
actual friend. Not just I don't know what to call this, so I'll call it a friend.
Not just this is actually a monstrosity.
Yeah.
I
You know
don't
what?
want to know what happens if I don't call it a friend.
You know what they say? A friend is just a thing you don't have a better word for. Well, there we go. Right, now that's obligatory all layers. I like how it's like, it's not really supposed to make sense at this point, but Duke's head is still, feels like it's out of place.
It looks like Rubber Ducky is being stepped on.
No!
Yeah, it
Kit-
is right there under Kittenstein's foot.
Kiteinstein, what are you doing? So there's just a hand coming out of
Also,
Kiteinstein's
his
drink.
head just sort of floating there.
It looks like Duke's head looks like it's. It looks like we're seeing a face made out of other drawings. You know, like occasionally you see a face out of bits and pieces, and you're like, "Oh, that kind of looks like a face." No, we made that. That was deliberate.
That's just Duke. That's what he looks like.
It's just Duke.
Also, I find it interesting that the hands of Duke and Kittenstein are almost at the same spot,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
just accidentally.
Also, kind of looks like Kit Einstein, and like top half merges into Duke's lower half. So it looks like he's wearing a suit on top and like Morticia Addams bottom.
It does like.
Because it's all crispy and he all shaded it, but
Yeah.
it really stands out.
It does look like there are 4 arms going on there, coming out of the same torso.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the arms like rejoins at the end. One of the pairs of arms.
Don't
Or
worry
both of
about
them. Like there's 4 arms, but only 2 hands.
it.
That's something Tree 3 can do. Spoilers.
And you can just sort of
That's
clearly
something-
see Shower Flipper's just
Yeah.
face.
Shower Floofer's got the right idea from this picture.
Yeah.
So this.
I mean, if you zoom out, it just looks like there's like a Diglett face stuck in there.
Wait, oh no.
I'm in danger.
Duke's just wearing a Diglett skirt. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. That was a lovely time.
Yeah.
I'm glad Frame Man calmed down. Because it really did look like the stream was just gonna have to stop.
Good
no,
job, Freyman.
honestly. Frame Man saw that there were just 2 of us here and was like, "Oh, I'll come along. Keep him company."
Yeah.
Oh, Frame Man.
But, you know, every time he talks, it, like, causes the stream to lag.
Yeah.
So.
It was like I lost like the first sort of 10 minutes of the stream, 60% of it went missing. Like, ugh.
Freyman was just trying to have a chat.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the chat manifests as lag. One day we'll set up a working translator for him, but for now.
For now. We'll
For
just
now.
have to ignore him.
Yes. Right, cool. Thanks for joining and having a good time. Also, my stream still says Wednesday.
It's Wednesday.
Don't worry, it's Sunday now.
It's Wednesday.
Time is made up.
I'll transition it to Tuesday anyway. That's what I'm gonna do. So we'll be back on
It's
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, everybody. Which means there's a game stream tomorrow.
Welcome to the 16 symbol stream.
Yeah, 16 symbols got a bit weird at the end, didn't it? The final boss shower floofer. Yeah, no, we'll do 16 symbols on Tuesday, which is not today. Surprise. Yeah, do that on Tuesday. More Alone in the Dark on Wednesday. Did I mention that somebody I follow online, who happens to be playing every game I wanted to play during spooky season? And it's like, oh, come on. I was playing these games. They played Alone in the Dark 3, which is hopefully we'll play next year. And all I heard about it is that it is by far the worst. So looking forward to that next year.
Yeah, you've got something to look forward to.
Apparently, there's like some modern Alone in the Dark games. I don't know how they're connected.
Oh, you mean
the like
yeah? I've heard
an extension or a reboot or a soft reboot. I have no idea. I just know I was looking through pages in the wiki to try and figure out what the heck you needed to do next since you broke the sequence. And I found a character who was very much in a different style in the game. And it's like, this is a modern game.
Yeah,
or more modern game at least.
The modern interpretation of Edward Carnby is slightly different to the old one. Gone are the days of polygonal moustache and, from the 1920s. Now Edward Carnby is a modern, grizzled, male video game protagonist. Only he has
white man with stubble.
Yeah. Just variety would be nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Deathloop, for at the very least giving us Black Man with stubble. We're on the way. We're getting there, one piece at a time, I guess. But also, hey, a game where you have the main character and the main villain, both, not yet average, boring white character. Hooray! That's pretty cool.
And who have very excellent dialogue between each other.
Did they? I've tried to avoid looking up too much because I do plan on playing it at some point. It's an arcane game. They're good. They made Dishonored.
But between missions and whatnot, especially when you're building up like what the heck is going on here, there's dialogue between your main protag and your main antag through like a radio type thing, so it's not like she's physically there. And it's hilarious.
Good. Yeah. So we're playing Deathloop on Tuesday? No, we're doing 16 Symbols, Alone in the Dark 2, not the new ones, the janky old ones. I love a good bit of jank. And then more of that on Saturday. And we need to organise another day for Dishonored RPG. But yeah. Thanks for coming. Thanks for doodling with me. Hope you had a good time.
Fun times.
Yeah, fun times. Yeah, there's a 2015 Alone in the Dark edit is hated. But the one thing I do know about that is there's a more recent one that is even more hated.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Illumination. That was that received scathing reaction. Yeah, we're gonna have to probably jump into that at some point.
Everyone thought Dark Corners of the Earth was good. So
yeah. So if we're gonna
think we can trust them.
Yeah, or our calibration is so off that if something was 75% was that bad, if this game has like 30, it's gonna my computer's gonna explode. Like, we'll just have to see. In 7 years' time, when we eventually get round to it, during October 2028, we'll see and see how long I last. Yeah, thanks for coming along. Sorry, Twitch is being mean to you, Christy. Yeah, and I'll I'll get music up so we can play music and stuff. Have a good week, everybody. Look after yourselves. Say goodbye.
Bye.
They feels weird to tell you what to do, but I feel awkward not having a goodbye at the end. I haven't stopped the stream. I'm still talking. I should stop the stream. Goodbye.
Say bye.
Goodbye.